Kia ora, and the headlines. The fishing industry is to pay for a key change in foreign chartered vessel laws. The government is ordering a 100% monitoring regime in response to an inquiry calling for urgent corrective regulations in the sector. Primary Industries Minister David Carter says the industry will fund onboard MAF observers. The government has agreed to take up 6 recommendations, but Green MP Stefan Browning is demanding all be implemented.
We should be really looking at what we can do in terms of getting our local fishermen, both capacity building within the local fishing industry and getting a phase out of foreign crews probably over 5 years.
A severe weather watch is in place for much of the country. Met Service warns severe gales of up to 150 kilometres an hour are expected in the Nelson region, Hawke's Bay, Gisborne, Coromandel, Auckland and Northland. Civil Defence in the Auckland and Nelson Tasman districts are on standby, reminding people to have a torch and batteries ready in case of power outages. The cordon around central Christchurch won't be lifted next month. Sarah had hoped to have the CBD made safe by April and the red zone reopened to the public. But Earthquake Recovery Minister Jerry Brownlee now says that's unlikely.
I think as more assessment has been made and more buildings have question marks hanging over them, that is looking less and less possible. But every effort is being made to reduce that cordon.
On-site workplace drug testing increased nearly 80% last year. The New Zealand Drug Detection Agency says there were more than 52,000 screening tests carried out in 2011, indicating employers are much more alert. Solid Energy has fired the contractor running its Ojai opencast mine in Southland. It follows a potentially high-risk health and safety incident last weekend after safety systems were breached. The walls of Christchurch's Anglican Cathedral are being lowered to a safer level, and no bulldozers or wrecking balls will be used in the year-long process. Bishop Victoria Matthews challenged everyone against the renovation to question what the iconic building really means.
They never really said what it was an icon of other than the city. Well, what city? Not the city where people didn't always have enough to eat, the city of sex workers who aren't very well looked after. What does the new cathedral need to be for people?
The Occupy Wall Street movement is taking its allegations of corporate corruption to the corporations themselves, and the world's biggest pharmaceutical company is one of the targets. Protesters rallied at Pfizer's global headquarters, challenging it sometimes charges $50 for medications that cost 5 cents to produce. The United Nations is backing Afghanistan over the US in the Quran burning incident. President Obama has apologized and promised an investigation, but the head of the UN mission in Afghanistan says the US should take disciplinary action. The BBC reports the confiscated Qurans may have been used by prisoners to send secret messages. Today marks Iran's first national election since the disputed presidential runoff 3 years ago. The outcome of the 2009 ballot triggered widespread street protests and a brutal crackdown on the opposition. Well, those are the headlines from the RBG News team. Moriora, have a great weekend.